Hi, boys and girls. Actually, there's probably like two of you there so far. Hi. We are planning on doing a quick update here. Quick because, well, the UK game's coming up. So I think more folks are probably going to be interested in that here over the next little bit. And we're just kind of stalling for a little bit of time here. Give folks a chance to log on before we launch in. This is going to be short and sweet, and I can confirm that we are indeed streaming, so yay. Engineers have done their job and done it magnificently. Let's see. As of right now, I don't think anybody's watching yet. Oh, six of you are watching right now. So it would actually be easier at this point if I were to call you. Truthfully, for us, I don't think this is going to be a high-end event. It is for folks, for our friends in Western Kentucky. Not to say that bad things can't happen here, but I don't think it's going to be widespread. It's not going to be like they're going to see in the Deep South or to our west tonight. The Deep South really is going to be tomorrow. For our friends in Nashville, yeah, like they're watching right now. You've got storm potentials tonight and tomorrow both. So we were kind of giving the folks the heads up on that before they would have left to go down to Nashville. What a game last night. Who stayed up for the game? Now, if you stayed up for the game, this is just kind of a rhetorical question. You were only it ended at 1:15. The total lunar eclipse began at 2:26. So who stayed up that extra hour to go ahead and see the total lunar eclipse? Yay! So that's the setup. Alrighty, we got folks in from Corinth and a couple other folks, so we're 200 folks in on a Friday evening when it's absolutely gorgeous outside. I don't expect too many, so let's go ahead and get started here. And by the way, it is absolutely gorgeous out. Temperatures are around 70. So let's go and start. What we're looking at is very, very late tonight. We're talking 5 a.m. to sunrise, 7:30, 8 o'clock. That's when these storms' first waves will arrive, and then they'll be with us off and on through Saturday and ending Sunday morning with the worst of this. Comes in a couple of different waves. New data coming in on that first wave, which is coming out of Western Kentucky, a little bit more pessimistic in terms of the rainfall holding together. There are still events going on in Lexington tomorrow morning, the Shamrock Shuffle, which I'll be out there with the folks, 8 o'clock. So that's when we are looking at that. And there may still be rain and some thunder showers in the air, but the system, that line will be much, much weaker than what it will be in the hours around midnight and beyond in Western Kentucky. And the second wave then comes in tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. That's going to be predominantly heavy rain, but there are severe weather potentials with it as well, especially if we get a little bit of sun in between the waves. So Storm Prediction Center, and this is their highlighting of the outlook. So this is for the line that's coming out of Western Kentucky. And so the marginal risk in the I-75 corridor is if that line is able to hold together, and it's weakening, but it doesn't weaken all the way. You could conceivably have some severe storms, or at least a marginal risk of them in the I-75 corridor, and that would be right around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning probably. When you get to the 127 corridor, that's basically where your slight risk begins. And again, the same idea. The storms are going big out here. They're weakening as they come this way, but they have a chance to still be stronger in that slight risk area. As we then expand it back, you can see that there is a large area of a moderate risk that runs from Mississippi all the way up to Iowa. That's a big area, but it includes Western Kentucky. And that is indeed where we are looking at squall line, but there are going to be supercells within that squall line, and that's where we can run into the tornadic weather, also large hail. If I were to show you all the SPC products on this, they would be all showing you the hatched areas where you get significant severe weather, where there's a possibility of EF2 or larger tornadoes, where hail could be, is it golf ball, I think is the threshold for that, or larger, and high winds that are approaching hurricane force. So again, all that's on the table really to our west. And then tomorrow, this goes then to what should be a significant tornado outbreak in the Deep South. Mississippi and Alabama, where you see that high risk already up. Now for us, you can see a pretty broad area of slight risk. Again, a lot of this is going to end up being conditional. I think southeast Kentucky has a better chance of getting at least some isolated severe storms from that second wave than areas in central Kentucky, although it's not beyond the realm of possibility. So that's why the slight risk is there. One simple piece of advice, because not everybody sees severe weather. It's not like a snow where it covers big swaths of countryside. These are isolated events usually. What do? You stay weather aware. So there's a wind advisory up that will continue through the day tomorrow. We could see just gradient winds gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour, stronger in some of the thunderstorms where they're able to focus that. Some of that jet energy that's passing overhead tonight. There's also a flood watch up until Sunday morning. Most of this rain comes in Saturday late afternoon and Saturday night. 1 to 3 inches of rain over a pretty broad area. So again, you see it here. This is the weekend rainfall potential. A lot of folks 1.5 inches, 1 3/4, 2 inches or more. There will be pockets where we could end up with more than that. There's one, we'll get to it in a second, but there's one thing that could limit that, and that's the big storms across the deep south. They could rob some of the moisture from coming up here. I'm going to actually go ahead and zoom in on this because I want to highlight. You see what's coming across here. This is the system out here in the plains. So one of the things we do here on the updates here online, as opposed to on TV where I'm very limited on time, we talk a little bit more about what's going on. So a couple of things here. You saw this swirl up here. Boy, is that thing majestic. That is a powerful upper level low that you are seeing there. That's jet stream energy that's streaming in here, coming in right like that. You see how that's a sharp back end right there? That's where the dry line is, but that's also where the jet stream is roaring into this system. But that's what's fueling this first round of storms. What's going to happen with this? This initial batch is going to head up this way. It's going to then shear out this part of the line. That's why as it comes eastward, it should be weakening because you're pulling it away from this energy back here. The thing is that there's a piece being left behind down here. That's the secondary wave that comes up tomorrow. So that's how everything is coming together. So, the other thing I want to show you on this real quick. You see all of this? This is just weather geekdom here for a second. But you see all that right in there? That's dust. That is the dust. Let's run that through here one more time just to show you that. Okay. Do that. Here we go. Zoom in on that. Watch the dust streaks. I mean, this is cool. So again, you're seeing it. Look at that dust coming out. Look at that. Swinging right into that system. So over the last week, there have been a couple of small little rain events where we've had people who have been emailing in and tweeting and Facebooking, and why is my car spotted? Why has everything got spots on it? Because the small rains that came in were being fueled by powerful storms that had basically gone up to the north but left us with not a whole lot of rain. Well, what happened then is they were also carrying so much dust, because if you remember, these were very windy storms. So there wasn't much rain to wash it all away, but enough that when the rain fell, it put spots on your car. So kind of cool. They were having dust storms out in Texas where it was brownouts from those storms. So that's one look. Take a look here. You can watch this. This loop will take you up to current. You can see the explosions of thunderstorms out there across Missouri, down toward Arkansas. You can see the rotation, the swirl of that powerful low and how that's beginning to lift on to the north. Let's see, we're about 10 minutes from game time, so we'll speed this up here a little bit. Actually, I'm not sure what time the game's starting, but I'm going to go with the 9:30. Look at this stuff. Look at the tornado watches going up. And that one, you see the purple one that's in western Kentucky? This is called a particularly dangerous situation. So the atmosphere there is primed for thunderstorms to explode. You can see they're still well to the west of that watch, but everything's in place that as this line hits that PDS area along the Mississippi River, which includes western Kentucky, that you could see several long track powerful tornadoes. There are numerous tornado warnings already going on there. Arkansas, Missouri, you can see all the flashings that you see going on there, the reds. Those are the current tornado warnings. One thing to take note of, from central Kentucky, these are still 370 miles away. So that's a long way off. So we've got time before these things get here, and that's why we're thinking it's tomorrow morning when they do. The other thing to take note with this system, blizzard warnings. You've got tornado watches. You've got a severe thunderstorm warning located, let's see, severe thunderstorm warning there in northern Iowa, 130 miles from a blizzard warning. So that, again, is interesting stuff, meteorologically speaking. Let's go ahead and take you then to this low. Again, it got windy today. Well, all those isobars are the wind. And that's what's been hitting us today. Now, you see that line approaching Paducah. That's at 3 in the morning. So, again, still a long way from us. But you notice how there are also individual cells here. Cell, cell, cell. And that tells you that these are likely going to be supercells embedded within this main batch. Now, as we head towards 7 in the morning, you'll see that this line may still be to our west. The newer data coming in is a little bit more pessimistic. It was earlier today trying to give us a nice lull midday. That may not come to pass. Where we are looking at rain, and this could actually be still some thunder showers. So if you're running in the Shamrock Shuffle, keep aware of the conditions may change, but as of right now, it is still on. So, okay, we'll get to we'll finish this up. With that, okay, now you see the large area of just rain, and now the next wave begins to arrive as we get you into tomorrow, late day into the evening. There you see the big storms that are going to be plaguing Mississippi and Alabama, and again, those are likely to be ferocious. For us, again, this is predominantly going to be heavy rain, but you can at least see the possibility, especially across southern Kentucky, where some of these may still be able to hold together and be severe storms into tomorrow evening. Also, the very heavy rain potential is going to be there as well. So the bottom line is, stay weather aware. And the thing is, look at the backside here. As far south as St. Louis, there could be snow Sunday morning. For us, I don't see it this go around, but we are going to see some changes with a cooler day coming in by Sunday. At the high today of 80 in Lexington, by the way, that was not a record, but it was the second warmest, and it's our first 80-degree day of the year. Normally we hit that on April the 13th. So let's go ahead and put the radar on here, and I'll try and answer a couple of questions real quick before we get to the game, because I want to watch the game too. Oh, heck. Back that up. See, sometimes I hit one too many buttons here, so let that thing do whatever it's going to do here. We'll get to the questions that we've got going on, and let me zoom in on this just so we can focus in on where we need to focus. Alrighty. And we don't need to know Conway, Arkansas has a tornado watch. All right, let me pop the questions. What few I can see here. Actually, I can see more if I look over here. Will Berea be bad? There's a potential, yes. That's why we're saying stay weather aware. And this is a blanket statement. We don't have to individualize it county by county by county like we do with snow. This is area-wide tomorrow, where we all lead. Just keep it in the back of your mind. Where is your safe spot to go? Wherever you're traveling during the day tomorrow, if you're going to the store, just know where that safe spot is in case you need it. Let's see, right? Yeah, and again, this is everybody. They only let me see in 5. Let's see if I do that. There we go, and I'll turn that sound down. I can see a lot more comments. If you saw a group of lights, group of lights. I don't know if there wasn't a Starlink flight tonight, but they did launch. There may have been an old Starlink going by, but they did launch the crew to go get the folks off the space station. Lawrenceburg will get rain. Yes, everybody's going to get rain. It's 100% chance of rain tomorrow and tomorrow night. And some of it may be too much rain, so you need to keep an eye on that if you live in a flood-prone area. Again, that flood watch is up. The timing, again, you get the first batch early morning, between 7 and 10. I think there's a break in the severity potential with the storms, and in that lull, if we get some sunshine, that sets the stage for what could be the stronger batch that comes in then tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, where heavy rain, high wind, and again, severe storms will all be possibilities with that. And again, that's area-wide. I can't tell you that it's going to be worse in Jackson County compared to Mercer County. It's area-wide on all that. And yeah, Michelle, hippie chick, we don't want hail at all. Hail bad. We don't want any severe. But again, if for a greenhouse, yeah, that's kind of tornadoes always seem to hit mobile home parks, and hailstorms seem to hit car lots. That's just one of those old wives' tale rule of thumbs. Down to Panama through Bowling Green. Oh, Panama. I'm guessing it's Panama City, because if you're driving to Panama, that's a long way. Depends on when they're leaving, Kristen. Um, it's leaving almost any time tomorrow. The drive 75 or 65, I think, is not going to be particularly good, and it's going to be windy regardless. And hopefully, it's again just for everybody. It's this just rain for us, but again, the storm potential is going to be there. As of right now, Debbie, yes. As of this moment, the the Irish Festival downtown Lexington, including the parade. Well, the parade is canceled. The festival itself has been scaled down and moved to the Lyric Theater, and I want to say it starts at 10:30. Off the top of my noggin, that's I think the blessing of the keg. I'm disappointed in that too because I was supposed to MC the parade along with Twitch, and that's a fun event to do. So the parade is not happening as of right now. The Shamrock Shuffle is still on. That may be a game time decision tomorrow morning if the storms. And I've talked to the folks over there that I was a little bit more pessimistic than it was looking earlier. But as of right now, it's still on. Oh, Morgan County. Um, it will be probably mid to late morning before your first real chance, I think, for any rain out of this. And then the main batch comes in tomorrow, latter part of the afternoon into the evening. Um, so I take that forward. So let's take a look at our one too many buttons again. So let's take that forward. So again, there's 8 o'clock. Morgan County doesn't have anything, but it is in central. This is This is Saturday. I'm on the wrong date. Back it up one more time. And I know, we're going to wrap this up here in a second because, again, theoretically, if somebody pops up real quick, what time does the UK game start? So we can get this wrapped up here. So there's 11 o'clock tonight. We'll bring this on in. And so, again, there's 3 and 4 in the morning, 5, 6. Again, thunderstorms, again, a much weaker state, I believe, at 7 a.m. But here it comes in 8, 9, 10 o'clock. So you get some rain that's showing up at least in Morgan County, but not thunderstorms at that point. So that's eastern Kentucky. You're just seeing rain in the morning. And then redevelopment as we get into the afternoon, and everybody will be getting wet by latter part of tomorrow afternoon. That little dry slot that you're seeing here, that is at least a reason for concern. So again, we're talking about everything being conditional on that second wave. That open spot right there is not a good thing because what that does is it increases the chance for instability when this final wave begins to come on in. But the one thing that you are watching here, the storms that are down here in the deep south, this is going to be part of that tornado outbreak. They can rob some of the moisture and energy from getting up here. With that said, it's been the theme. What are we doing? Say it with me. Stay weather aware. And we're going to go ahead and finish this up. So again, everybody, you've got storm potential tomorrow. Wave 1 early from I-75 west, and then it's area wide with wave 2 late afternoon into tomorrow night. Heavy rain's a possibility, high winds are a possibility, severe weather is still a possibility. So with that, we say go Cats. Please don't let the game end at 1:15 in the morning, and we hope to it's hard to beat a team 3 times, and Alabama's beaten us twice. So we will hopefully avenge those earlier losses, and that the Cats, boy, these guys are fun to watch. They are so much fun. We hope they can come through tonight. Regardless, it's been fun, and we still get the NCAAs starting next week. Blue and white. This is actually the exact same tie I was wearing yesterday, so hopefully it's still lucky. And with that, stay weather aware, keep aware of the situations. Bain and Emily will be here over the weekend to guide you through if it becomes particularly heinous. I am about 15 minutes from the station, but we'll be monitoring all of that as well. So again, Keep an information source handy. What do we recommend? The Storm Tracker weather app. Stay weather aware. Have a great night, a terrific weekend.